Well, in this month's Culture Matters segment, we take a look inside a Carmel-based advisory group, a company that puts a real premium on culture. And joining me now, I'm pleased to have, as always, in Studio I, Mark Menner, Managing Director at FirstPerson. Mark, as always, welcome.
Thanks, Gary. Appreciate it.
The company is ADVISA, and as the name implies, they truly are an advisory group, right?
Yeah, a strategic partner to a lot of different businesses, varying from Fortune 500 companies down to small businesses. And they're really focused on helping organizations and leaders really develop and to be the best that they can be. And that takes the form of not just PI tools and resources that they have, but also coaching and training and development.
You talk about PI tools. What are you talking about?
Yeah, predictive index I think is a really interesting metric. I think there's a lot of different assessments out there that companies use to find working styles, create better cohesive teams in the organization. Predictive index is one that I'm a really big fan of. I think predictive index has a really unique ability in a very efficient way to understand who somebody is and how they like to work and how that role fits into the job description as well. So I think that their work is a combination of a science as well as the art of the training and development.
And ADVISA uses this PI tool not just for clients but also employees.
Yeah, take a dose of your own medicine, right? If it's a great tool and it works for clients, they not only use it for their own employee base, but they also have it adorned throughout the office as well. Everybody's desk has the working style that's reflected in that location.
Okay, let's talk about the workspace there, because I think that's interesting. This is an entrepreneurial success story. Started in the mid '80s and in the basement.
Well, and it was a time where now I think what's interesting when Bob started the business, I think it's interesting now you see a lot more organizations focusing on that. You see talent directors of talent managers, VPs of talent at these organizations focused on maximizing the individuals they have in the organization. But yeah, this was not something that was as common back when the business was started, and it's really been a cool success story. But now you're over 20 employees and in a great spot in Carmel.
Okay, so Bob Wilson, the entrepreneur who started the company, bought a historic house really around 2000, 2001, but then about 18 months ago took a big step to really gut the house and kind of recreate the environment.
About a 9-month project, Gary, to go through and really transform the space. And it's accommodating, not just, they kind of talk about having it turn into a cool atmosphere, but also something that accommodates the working style of the folks that work there as well. More openness, it's not as cut off, it's more collaborative, and also allows for folks, part of their working style is you can work from the home as well. They find that people are as productive or more productive at home. And so, you need different spots to land, different spots to collaborate with other folks in that setting. But it's really cool, not just because it's in a sort of a historic home, it's got this new feel, and it's in a really cool area of Carmel.
Yeah. And I assume a big part of that strategy around the workplace deals with attracting and keeping talent. They put a big focus on communication, right? Big hire of liberal arts students.
Yeah, and that's part of the deal too. I think is everybody looks for the top talent, retaining the top talent. You hear that every time you meet across the state, but. Unlike a traditional business that might just say, hey, we're going to go hire the next best business graduate from this college or this program, they're looking at all types of majors, including a big emphasis, as you mentioned, on liberal arts, looking at two things. Are these people great critical thinkers? When you think about communicators, are they comfortable speaking, writing, and getting a message across? And a lot of the work they do is that to their clients. So they need people that have that sort of mindset, regardless of what the background might be.
You mentioned this, touched on it with the flexibility, but a real family-first focus at this company, and I've got to believe that extends into this whole talent attraction, retention.
Absolutely, it's a cultural element, and anytime I think you kind of have that entrepreneurial mindset, as they did in the mid '80s, you want to have that sort of familial sense for your employees, and that's been a big piece. I think when you look at the core values of the organization, they, again, in the type of work that they're doing, helping organizations in that space, you want to be able to really be thoughtful about the values you have for your employees, and family first being one of those at the top.
As we wrap up, you talk about core values and the substance of the culture and kind of the mantra at ADVISA, I think it's what, improving the world one leader at a time?
How noble of a goal is that? You know, it's pretty impressive, and I think it's important for organizations to have a really impactful, succinct vision to what they're driving toward every day. And ADVISA's, I love that one for ADVISA because I really do think it is. We talked about the thousands of clients they have and the different work from large corporations to smaller businesses, but at the end of the day, what they're doing is they're taking one leader and they're moving them on a journey and they're helping them grow and develop, and they're going to try and make the world a better place as a result of that. And the more people they get to touch and help, noble vision and certainly something they can cling to.
All right, Mark Minner, FirstPerson, certainly a great company in Carmel. ADVISA, interesting perspective as always. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, Gary.
All right.